iFILM, London. iFILM, London.
This is James Holder for iFILM London. I'm at the Doubletree Hotel. We are ringside today in Sheffield. With me, I've got the main man, the matchmaker from Hatton Promotions, Mr. Richard POXON. All right, Rich?
Hi, pal. You okay?
All right, yeah. I just noticed this is actually the first time I've actually got you on camera talking to me. How does that feel for you?
To be honest, it feels a lot better than that other kid who you usually send. He's a bit, you know, it's just something strange about that other fella.
I completely agree. But I don't want to talk about him today. He is completely out of the equation. What I want to talk about today is some of the prospects that you've had on the bill tonight. Could you give us a little insight?
Yeah, you know, Shafiq's a good young kid from Ingle Gym. They rate him really, really highly. I managed to watch a couple of rounds tonight. I thought he looked really good, really quite sharp. If you're not fit, Nesbitt will push you, but I thought he did okay.
Tell us a little bit about, firstly, headlining the show, Adam the Bomber Etches, and then we'll go on to our next fellow, Mr. Scott Jenkins.
Well, Adam Etches last night at 9:30 had a phone call from his opponent saying he'd changed his mind and he hadn't got on plane.
Was there any reason why you can divulge why he didn't get on the plane?
Honestly,
what happened?
I don't know. I had a text in the morning. They were supposed to get on an earlier flight, and they said we've missed plane, but we've booked for a later flight. And then I had a text from his manager saying everything's okay. He's just a bit nervous after watching Etches on YouTube.
Wow.
And I thought, that doesn't sound really, really good. really, really good. And then I got a text at 9:30 saying he's changed his mind, he's not coming. So according to my wife, my eyebrows were doing the gingham dance because at nervous energy I tend to twitch a lot like this.
Is that lady genuinely your wife?
Generally my wife or genuinely my wife?
Excuse me, genuine.
Usually my wife, yeah. Generally, yeah, she is. What do you mean by wow? I think she's very
Listen, matchmaking, it's doing it for you, mate.
Jesus Christ, look at that. Coogan,
We could just pan down.
Black oil, scab. Get out, Scargill. But no, it was just really, to be honest, it were really, more than anything, it were really, really disappointing because that kid had got like an 8-3 record. He'd won 6 knockouts, so it was like a really good, tough fight for Adam, for him to like show off what he's doing and push him on. So more than like the hassle or the stress of getting someone else, and I honestly...
Would you like to say thank you to Mr. Kevin McCauley for stepping in last minute?
As much as I want to thank Kevin McCauley, because without him I'd have been absolutely doomed, to be honest, because, you know, I saw something on an internet site today, a forum, saying, oh, well, it's better getting a British kid because, you know, it's better than a foreign kid and this, that and other, as if like I don't try out British kids. But, you know, obviously Adam, he's an absolute banger, and the intercure people waiting to get in with him. And that's why usually you go with foreign kids who've got a good record because they're more reliable. You know they're going to turn up, they need the money. And this kid, obviously, he's had a look and thought, no, I don't fancy that. So it were joking aside, because these dinner shows, they built around Adam and Scott, you know. We do them for the charity, but, you know, it's all about them too. So for his opponent to pull out at night before weren't fantastic. But, you know, I've got good friends in boxing, and when you need it sometimes and you need a pal to do you a favour, I got one, and I honestly cannot thank Kevin McCauley enough for what he's done.
Hopefully one day we might see Kevin McCauley with a bit of notice fighting on one of your bills again. Yeah. That would be great.
If I can ever do Kevin a favour, you've got my word that I'll do it, because he's absolutely saved my bacon tonight. Absolutely, without any shadow of doubt. But, I mean, he said to me in change room, we went, well, I wanted to go 4 or 5 rounds and see how I went, but he said I felt Adam's power early on. He hit me a couple of times and I just thought, no.
Body shot in the second round was emphatic, wasn't it?
He's just a massive puncher. He's just one of those kids. I mean, one of my pals is Ambrose Mendy, and he says, when I watch him reach and I watch him moving, and then when I watch him land and the kids' reactions, he went, it's worse than Ben. Which...
Do you think if he keeps going the way he's going, I don't want to drop any names, but in his division in particular, there's a few exciting other young fighters coming through. You know, are you going to match him in this way?
John Ryder's doing really, really well. I really like John. I'm good pals with his trainer, Tony Sims. Really good young fighter coming through.
That'd be a cracking fight, to be honest.
Yeah, Billy Joe's doing really well. He's racking up the defences now. He's got a defence into the British. Obviously, there's the one, the Twitter.
You knew I was going to come to that.
The Twitter war. Chris Eubank Jr. But, you know, Chris is doing really well. He's a good young fighter. I took Adam to the Eubank fight last week.
What did you think of that?
Not a lot. But I can't see him being in a rush to get in with Adam. To be honest, I can't see anyone being in a rush to get in with Adam, because he's that type of kid, isn't he? If he hits somebody, yeah, he might look stupid for 3 or 4 rounds as he follows them round, but once he starts landing, it's not so funny anymore. But I'm not in a massive rush with him, you know. He's only 20 it's easy to forget, innit? He's only 21. He's not had a massive amateur. He's not had a massive amateur career. He's only been going like 18 months. So you know, we've got all time in the world, and we're doing stuff like this, which is fantastic, and you know, it gives you a good chance of doing bigger things.
Interesting journey to watch. I want to come to another one of your young prospects, Scott Jenkins. He's building up quite a reputation as well, and rightly so.
Yeah, Scott's he's a lovely kid, Scott. It's like managing two squirrel monkeys with them two, but he's doing really well.
They seem pretty close as well, Etches and Jenkins.
They are genuinely really good pals. They've known each other since they were 13. They can actually communicate by the power of thought without speaking.
I've noticed it.
They do. I think they're using like mind control techniques on me. But anyway, no, Scott's a really good kid, but he's got his feet on the ground and he's doing well. I'm just trying to put him in with all different types of kids for him to get experience and to keep moving forward. Yeah, and just keep progressing. You know, Southpaw, Orthodox, kids who are going to run away, kids who are going to stand there, because it'll all stand him in good stead later. But I think these two kids, and look, I know you have loads of bull spoken with different people and they tell you that this is going to happen, but I think these two have got a really big chance of doing something really special in Sheffield, because you've seen tonight we sold this out in like 36 hours. I saved 2 seats for obviously you and Coogan, because I know Coogan likes his food a lot.
4 plates.
A lot. He likes his food a lot. But we saved a couple of places. But it's 312 people and it sold out in 48 hours. They're doing like 1,000 tickets between them with little experience, to be honest. And they're only going to get more experience and more popular, you know. So I'm really excited about doing stuff with them both going forward.
Phenomenal heritage that Sheffield's got for boxing. You know, you're expecting these kids to keep on rolling out, and Etches and Jenkins, they kind of look like the next generation.
Yeah, they're the next kids coming through. I mean, they have got honestly every chance of doing something special. But it's just, you know, people say, well, like you just said, oh, John Ryder, Eubanks, and you know, this one and that one and the other one. But you know, my responsibility is to Adam and Scott. So, you know, I'm not bothered how much money they've got next March. It's about how much money they've got next Christmas. So everything's got to be right. You know, the shows have got to be right. We're not beholden to anybody because they're so popular. We can sell out any venue in Sheffield ourselves. So we're not beholden to anyone or, you know, desperate to jump in at short notice or desperate to box away from home, because they've got good people around him who'll back him.
All jokes aside, Mr. POXON, I think quite a few of...
Mr. POXON, it just makes me sound old.
Shall I abbreviate it?
Just call me Richard if that's all right.
Excuse me, Richard.
That's better.
I think you could actually teach some of our London promoters a little thing about maybe promoting prospects. You know, I'm seeing Adam Etches mugs. I'm seeing cars with Scott Jenkins' face on. This kind of stuff all helps profile build, doesn't it?
It does, but I just think it makes it... It's not just about profile, really. You know, you go to a lot of shows and, like, I don't know whether they're dinner shows or open shows, you buy your ticket, you sit there, you watch your boxing, you shoot out. Whereas, you know, people will go away, they've got a mug with Adam on, you know, they might pass it to somebody else, they've got a diary, and it's just, you know, I'd rather spend a bit more and give something back so people think, yeah, I've had a really good night out, we've had the singer, Mr. Frank Sinatra, you know, it just makes things a bit different, and people will go home and say, well, you know, instead of, yeah, I bought a ticket, I went to boxing, we had an average meal, we watched 3 fights and we went home, oh yeah, well, I got this, I got that, we watched him, he were really good. It's just about making a full night of it, and what I want to do is, it's got to be more entertainment, hasn't it, rather than just the boxing. Adam and Scott will provide the entertainment when they start boxing, but it's about before that. I want people to think, you know, like usually you sometimes go to dinner shows and you're like thinking, God, when's boxing going to get on? This is a bit dire, but I want to make a proper night trip for people so they can bring the girlfriends or the missus or the kids or whatever.
No, I get that, and I think it was nice having the charity involvement. You know, it's really good to see you guys doing your thing and auctioning and giving a little bit back, you know?
Yeah, we've raised, I don't know, Kat will tell you better than me, but I think in the last 15, 18 months we've raised over, with a bike ride I did last year, although, you know, I don't...
do another bike ride?
I don't know, it were odd that, but it weren't hard, it were odd, but it was just time to train and stuff like that. But I think I've done about 21 or 2 grand or something in the last 18 months, which is
absolutely brilliant.
Teenage unit at Western Park, which is, you know, it's really close to my heart, that hospital, because obviously I was a patient there. Quite a lot of people know I had it when I were 21 or 2, and I was a patient at Western Park.
About 30 years ago now, isn't it?
Yeah, that's really funny, that, yeah. So it's just nice to be able to, like, you know, to do something that give them back, and I mean, I don't really do anything directly with them, but I just push Adam and Scott into it, and hopefully, you know, people can see that they're trying to do the right thing. You know, it'd be absolutely easy for me to do these dinner shows, pocket out money, and me, Adam and Scott divvy it up. But
give iFILM a good cut, we're away.
Yeah, we're in like Flynn, but it's a lot nicer to know that you're actually making a difference to something, and the teenage unit at Western Park, I know we have made a massive difference to.
All jokes aside, I think that's an absolutely fantastic cause, and well done, Richard, and the guys for for getting him.
No problem, thank you. And if you could speak to Coogan when you find him about putting some money towards all food he's eating, that'd be really good, because apparently he's eating a cow.
Before he left, he actually left me something to give you. To give you this back.
Was that for the cow or
and
the
just
sheep?
this.
Apparently he's eating a sheep.
I think it was actually a cow, but we're not going to go into that too.
No, but listen, joking aside, I really appreciate you coming up. I know it's a Wednesday night. It's absolutely chucking it down.
If Sheffield is cold.
Yeah, it's a glorious day. It's a glorious usual winter's day in Sheffield. But I can't thank you enough for coming up, showing kids support. It's going to get the charity some good news, and so I really do thank you for coming up and taking the time.
Richard, thank you very much, and your hospitality, as always, has been first class. And yeah, we're going to stick about and go and bang on some steel and check out Sheffield a little bit.
Brilliant, thank you. All right.
This is James Helder with Richard POXON for iFILM London. Thank you very much.
Love.